Well, if that ain't paradise, I don't know what is. It's incredible.
Just amazing.
We have never seen anything like this.
This is the best day ever.
G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm Jack and this is Megan if you're new here. We've been travelling in our Troopy now for 10 months full time.
Yep, and today's video we're going to be doing another little money chat with you guys.
Yep.
One of our highly requested topics is to go through a weekly budget and what a week of spending looks like for us.
And that's exactly what we've done.
That's what we're going to do today, and also just have a chat about what's the cheapest you could probably do it for as well. So we've put together a sort of example budget on just our experience on the road and that sort of thing.
And like meeting people. We've met so many people and hung out with them for like a few days at a time. We got chatting and
everyone travels so differently, so it's been good to learn from other people on the road as well. So first off, what we did was every single time for an entire week that we spent any money, we took a little clip of it. So we're going to run those now and sort everything into categories as we do it. First expense for the week is groceries. We got enough to last us 5 days and it was $70 to $22.
Next up, most important thing, toilet chemicals, $23.50.
Alright, I had to get a sneaky sausage roll for the road each. That was $10.20.
$10.91.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty, we need a new hard drive, so $79 that one was.
Okay, we're doing 5 days beach camping now, so won't be spending any more money till Saturday now.
Look at this paradise, mate. Car wash, I'm drenched, and it was $10. We booked into a caravan park for 2 nights, 96 bucks. Alrighty guys, washing $6 today. Let's do it. We went to Click and Collect this week. We haven't done that for months. It was $82. Bloody diesel, $140.01. Get your 4-cent receipt from Woolworths.
Here it is.
And we didn't fill up all the way because we know how far our next destination is with fuel. So I try and keep the weight down, like I said in previous videos. Okay, so there you have it guys. It cost us $519.64 for 7 days. Now, obviously, there's some expenses there like food and diesel or petrol if you've got a petrol car. Those are the biggest expenses.
Yep, and they're going to be expenses you have every single
You're not getting away with food and you're not getting away with diesel.
Unless you're fully living off the land and doing a lot more fishing and that's
and hunting or something like that, but that's very unlikely and you're not going to be doing that every day. So yeah, so food cost us $154.22. It actually ended up lasting us how long?
Yeah, so it was actually 10 days that food provided us for. So we did a 5-day shop and then a 5-day shop. So yeah, I guess for a week would technically end up being a little bit less than that, 154.
And then diesel cost us $140.01. We use, like I think I said it in the video, we use the Woolworths or Coles 4 cents a litre, and you can get some free chockies sometimes as well. So obviously it's a no-brainer to try and use those 4-cent discount coupons. But yeah.
And that is one cost that is obviously going to vary depending on what you're doing and where you're travelling to that week as well.
We'll get more into that later. So yeah, food and fuel, you're not getting away with it. And of course, there's unlikely expenses, like we had the hard drive. Our hard drive carked it, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we had to get that because that's our job on the road, basically. We needed that.
The car wash we wouldn't do every week as well. And we wouldn't always be tempted by sausage rolls as well. But this week we were.
Back on the car wash as well, I like to try and keep the car clean as well because police might pull you over if your car's looking all dirty. So as soon as we come into a town like we did, I'll normally go to a car wash. So that only happens when we go to kind of bigger towns and it stops the red dust from caking onto the paint. So that's something I like to do.
And another sort of variable cost as well is washing. That was a really cheap week for us, that washing. So there has been instances where we will go to a laundromat and there'll be tiny little machines and it'll be $6 each, and if we're not staying in a caravan park or we don't have the option to hang our washing out as well, sometimes we do multiple loads in that, and the dryer, it's cost us almost $20 just to do a week's worth of washing before.
Someone asked the question, I think it was a few days ago, and they said what was the most unexpected cost, and that was it.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's something you just take for granted when you're at home. You're not thinking about spending money every time you do washing because it's just there.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it was just like, whoa. So that was a big, that's actually a big expense.
Yeah, well, it's a constant weekly expense.
I think
you need to think about.
We've been to one caravan park with 3 washing machines in the 10 months.
It was the best.
So yeah, consider that. And another thing we actually didn't talk about there was water. Drinking water. We do not pay for drinking water ever.
We did once.
We've done it like a few times,
yeah.
But it has not really cost us anything. We fill up at caravan parks as much as we can. We'll fill everything up.
And even one instance when we were free camping the entire week, we called up a caravan park and asked if we could just grab some water, and they were fine with it.
They normally will say yes. And you do have to deal with weird tasting water sometimes, but we're still alive.
The lot we've got about 40 litres of the weirdest tasting water right now that we just have to get through for
It's got some weird taste going on, but it's all good. So caravan parks, that's something you will be spending money on. There's no getting away with it. You're going to come into towns where you're not going to be free camping.
It does depend on your area, how difficult free camping is going to get for you. If you're around, I don't know, say Sydney or something like that, and you're there for a week, you're not going to be able to free camp, well, not legally anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely something that I would factor into your weekly budget. I'd say for us, $96 is pretty much what we would spend on average.
Yeah, kind of.
Because that was 2 nights at a really expensive caravan park in Broome. But
peak season as well.
Yeah, but that $96 would give us 3 nights at a normal priced accommodation. And also national park accommodation and privately owned. They're all around that sort of range.
And that caravan park that cost us $96 for 2 nights, that was actually a cheaper one. It got much more ridiculous than that, somewhere like $80 per night for unpowered. So it was bad.
But obviously that's not all of our costs for the week. We do have all of our bills and other sort of expenses, so we'll let you know what they are as well. So first off, we have got Jack's phone bill, $49. My phone bill, $120.
Yeah.
Insurance for the car, $75. Insurance for our dog at home, $47. This is per month, by the way.
Yeah, per month.
All of our subscription costs comes to $75.
Yeah.
So,
and before you continue on with the $75 for subscriptions, we have subscriptions because we're running the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
A lot of people won't be doing that, so take that into consideration as well. We only have these costs because of what we're doing.
Yeah, so that covers Premiere Pro, our photo editing software, our music program, and also Spotify, which is not a content creation thing, just
something
fun for me.
Wants.
So then we are also paying for food for Ollie at home as well. That's
That's our dog, if you didn't know who Ollie was.
$70 a month, and Rego $86 a month. So total $522 monthly, which is broken down to 138 cents a week.
So that brings the whole budget of 7 days for us $620.02. Now,
which is $20.02 over what our budget is. But that being said, like we said, we don't always buy
a hard drive,
and we don't need to buy toilet chemicals weekly as well. So that would have brought it under budget. But
we did another video saying we budget $600 a week, and to be honest, it's worked perfectly.
Yeah, I don't think we have ever really gone over because we do have that buffer for those incidental costs, like
because we won't always spend $600 a week, so we then create a buffer. It creates a buffer, and then when that hard drive problem happens, we've got that money there.
And I'd say we travel quite comfortably. Like if we're feeling yuck, we'll go to a caravan park.
So
we don't ever really feel like we're struggling much while we're on the road and that sort of thing.
So $600 is pretty bloody good. And
that's sort of what we had ballparked. That is what we had ballparked for before we even left for our trip as well. So we're really pretty stoked with what we're doing.
Yeah, it's worked out well.
So we're also going to have a chat about what would be the most budget way you could possibly travel. So
we met a couple.
Yeah.
And we got talking with them, and what give them the rundown.
Okay. So very, very young couple, super inspiring. We love them.
Yep. They're pretty cool.
So they travel as cheaply as possible. So we've taken inspiration from them to sort of put together an example of a budget that would be our idea of what is the cheapest you could possibly travel.
They have a much smaller car for starters, and their fuel economy is much better.
Yeah.
So I think you should start straight away with fuel.
Yeah, and also they travel a bit slower as well, so they won't go as long distances as we do. So I'd say about $100 a week on fuel is a pretty fair estimate. And then they do their food shopping so cheaply. They told us they spend $80 a week for a couple. So
it's pretty good.
Caravan parks only once a week is pretty much all they do, just to freshen up and do washing and that sort of thing. $40 for the week.
They're good with water. They're really good with water, and they clean their dishes very, what would you say, like they use minimal water, so it's really, really good what they're doing, and they will last a long time. They can go for a very long time with what they're spending. Yep,
and then obviously $4 for washing is going to be pretty much across the board is what people would be spending on average. And then the bills, we've basically just taken what we spend on bills minus my massive phone bill, chunked that down a little bit.
Do not do that.
Minus Ollie and minus all of the subscriptions. So that would be $70 a week. And then for a bit of a buffer, we've chucked a $60 miscellaneous category in there as well. So that would come to $354 a week. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And like I said, they got a very an economical car, which gets them a lot of kilometers, and the way they're using water is brilliant. So there is two great examples of two different ways to travel, and I think we did say they do a lot of free camping and move slowly. So $620 and $354 is two very different styles of traveling.
And then obviously you can ball up, you can do tours, you can stay in caravan parks every single day, but
you can buy cartons of alcohol every week.
So there's another cost that we don't really factor in, but a lot of people do.
Cigarettes as well, that we don't spend anything.
And that's the other thing as well. I think a lot of people think maybe they see videos like this and they think, okay, well, that's what they spend, so that's what I'll go spend.
No.
But if you're spending $200 a week on your weekly food shop at home, I don't think you're magically going to be spending $80 on your weekly food shop just because you're living on the road. If anything, it might be more.
If you're planning to do the trip or go on an extended trip, just change your change what you're doing at home first, because it's not going to change.
If you really want to go for that budget lifestyle.
So make changes before you leave, otherwise it's not going to happen. So that's pretty much all we've got for you this week on budgeting. We really do hope we have helped you out in the slightest.
That's always the goal for these videos. And if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below and we'll definitely get back to you. If you did enjoy the video, if you found any value, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new, we would love if you would join us and subscribe.
And also a few videos ago we mentioned we have started a Patreons. Thank you very much to all the people that have become Patreons. If you would like to support us in our journey through the YouTube world and becoming full-time, we would love if you would become a Patreon. So thanks guys, and we'll see you next episode.